We're back for another season of In De Krank. Putting you smack dab in the center of all the parties and events as they happen. We also chat with your favorite artists from right here in Barbados, the region, and beyond.
This is the Ricky Hype dog and deep prime, every time, yo! It's gonna bust a rain.
Yo, what's up? This is your boy Majah Hype, aka the King of Caribbean Comedy, and right now you got it locked to In De Krank. That's right, keep it locked right here.
This week, Ricardo Drue tells us about ID Nation.
Because when I do music and when I put myself on social media and stuff, I invite my fans, my supporters into my world, so they're part of my world now. So
we get a quick hit up from the orange-haired songbird herself, Nakita. It's time to find out about the Caribbean King of Comedy, Majah Hype.
I come over there and put it on you. If I come over there, you're in trouble. Hello, put it on who? Don't shush me in my own house.
And we take a peep at some of the action that goes down every Sunday at Kensington Oval for Sugar Sundays. We'll be back in 2 clicks of a mouse. Ricardo Drue has been dubbed in his adopted home of Trinidad and Tobago one of that country's newest soca hotties. He's come a long way, having started out his singing career early in his homeland of Antigua and Barbuda. He was the lead vocalist in the now defunct all-boy band Crossover. Since moving to the land of the hummingbird ages ago, he held the Road March title there twice and has been belting out an onslaught of hits. He was in Barbados recently, and one of the first things In De Krank asked was how was his 2016, now 2017 soca season going?
I can't complain at all, man. God has blessed me with such great opportunities. So many great things have happened for me and for my team that to complain would be just wicked. We had a great carnival season in Trinidad. We're having a great carnival season in Antigua, and we're looking to even, every year we make sure and release music for crop over, and we're looking to see if we can have a great crop over season as well. So, so far it's been going good. We're here in Illuminates, and we're looking forward to great things.
As more artists now look to brand themselves, we asked him about that and the genesis of ID Nation.
It's Drue's ID Nation is basically, of course, it's Drue Nation, but ID Nation is everybody calls them fans, but I don't call them fans. I call them members of my nation, member of my world, because when I do music and when I put myself on social media and stuff, I invite my fans, my supporters into my world, so they're part of my world now. So that's why when you hear my songs, you hear a lot of vocals and you hear big groups of people, because I like it to be people. It's about the people. It's about, a man can say I'm a vagabond, a man can say I'm a professional, a man can say thank God it's over, a woman can say thank God it's over. So we try to do songs that are relatable to the people and just, a world unification.
It's interesting you speak of the orchestration of your music. Everybody has, and no offense to anyone, they seem to have a similar feel.
Right.
But when it comes to you, you have, like, for example, Vagabond. I know that I have a crew behind me. Was that, I know you mentioned that, but was that deliberate?
Well, for Vagabond, no. Vagabond was an experiment, actually. If you listen to Vagabond, Vagabond is a demo that we tried to recreate in a proper studio and couldn't recreate it because the vibe was just so natural that we just put out the demo. We mixed the demo and put it out that way. So no, Vagabond wasn't like that. But after what happened with Vagabond, we decided to continue that and try and keep a style that's unique to us. So yes, a person might do the same gang vocals, but we try to do a unique sound, a unique voice, a unique message, a unique concept. So we try to keep it that way.
Now with plans for Trinidad Carnival 2018 full steam ahead, has he been putting in the work?
I've been in studio. We have an album that we're dropping in the next couple weeks called Another Level. And it just signifies that, you know, from where we were to where we are now, we're just on another level. So we have songs like the breakup song, we have songs like, we have a song called 90 Degrees that we're doing on the Magnum Rhythm that Bubba's releasing pretty soon. We have quite a other couple songs that, you know, I'm looking forward to sharing with the people.
Finally, we hear from Ricardo Drue on his advice to young artists in the business, especially with all the new genres of the art form out there.
I mean, everything is a trend nowadays, you know what I mean? And I believe that every artist has to find their own way. So, you know, maybe everybody going that way will lead a couple back this way to the sweet soca. Is it healthy? It may not be, it may be. You never know. Maybe, you know, Bashment Soca might be the next big thing around the world. You know, because I know it's really big here in Barbados, but it hasn't necessarily crossed over to say, well, you know, it's a big thing worldwide. So maybe, you know, having all these youths going down like the Marsville and the Stiffy and all these other things, maybe it's a good look.
Hot taste now. Hot taste.
Don't call out that number, yeah?
Hot taste. Now I want to know hot taste. Eh?
No, we're gonna find this, you know. Remember me tell you, we are gonna find this. One time.
I just come to remind you that today is Tuesday. Huh?
Majah Hype is known as the Caribbean King of Comedy. In his YouTube comedy skits, he impersonates a host of Caribbean accents to play a number of outlandish characters. We caught up with him recently when he was here in Barbados for King Bubba FM's Illuminate.
Oh man, that's like my brother, man. That's like, you know, family. You know what I'm saying? Coming up in the industry, you know what I mean? I realized the struggle. I've been through the same struggle. So to see somebody so persistent and willing to go through the struggle to be where he is right now is the same thing that I've been through. You know, like with my comedy, everybody was telling me he's a madman. That ain't going nowhere. You wasting your time, all these things. And where I'm at right now is, you know, I'm seeing so many other comedians come up under me. So it's a blessing, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I commend King Bubba for doing what he do, you know what I mean? He has a different sound from everybody else. His identity is one of a kind. So it's a pleasure to be a friend to him, you know what I mean? And to see his career grow, you know?
Majah Hype describes himself as that clown who was always joking around. He says his public persona came to light only a few years ago.
Hello, put it on who? Don't shush me in my own house. She should come and help you clean up this pigsty.
I mean, I think the most successful people is the people who find that niche of a need for something. And I think that we had a need for unification of the whole Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? As you know, Bajan people are kind of segregated. They take themselves away from the Caribbean. Bajan is Bajan, and that's it. But I mean, and it's likewise to other Caribbean islands as well, such as Jamaica, Trinidad, and you know, it's more unification now. You know what I mean? We have a melting pot like my platforms and stuff like that, where we all come together and laugh, and you know, the stereotypes and stuff like that. Not every Bajan might like flying fish. Not every Jamaican might smoke weed. Not every Trinidadian might like doubles. You know what I'm saying? But it's the stereotype. You know what I mean? And I prey on those stereotypes and make fun of it and bring everybody together, you know?
Jason.
Exactly how, though, does he keep his work relevant? How does he come up with his material?
I find condom in you that dry. So what she's 30?
I mean, you know what? I'm a perfectionist. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to represent islands, you know, such as Barbados, Grenada, Trinidad, Jamaica, Guyana, etc. I would want to represent people in a positive form. You know what I mean? And to be able to do those different accents is truly a blessing. The mannerisms as well, not just the accent, but the mannerisms. How you would talk, how a Bajan would talk and say it and move your hands and all those kind of things. You know what I'm saying? I don't really prep for it. You know what I mean? I really don't. All of the skits that you see on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube is never written. It's never been pre-recorded. It's always just, most of the time when I have a part 2 and a part 3 to my videos, as people are watching part 1, I'm actually doing part 2. Yes. And people don't understand, and I watch my comments a lot of times and people always is like, where's part 2? I'm waiting on part 2. This is part 1 was funny. Where's part 2? And I'm actually videoing it at the time, you know what I'm saying? So there's no preparation. I mean, it's really and truly just a blessing. I think everybody have their calling, you know what I'm saying? There's people that have been janitors for years and feel like they're at their peak. They feel like this is the end of the road for them. And then they venture into something else and realize that maybe janitoring wasn't my calling. Maybe videography or whatever the case may be is their calling. And that's what actually happened to me. I was a DJ. I play several instruments. My main instrument is the alto saxophone. And I've been doing music since I was 8. And if you'd have told me when I was 15, 16, 17 that I would be a comedian, I would have laughed in your face. Although being the clown and having the jokes and stuff was part of my personality, that was just me as an individual. So not knowing that I would be on stage, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So, I mean, you never know what your calling is, you know what I mean? And you can't, what I look at is that you can't see somebody doing something and think right away, oh, are you gonna do that too? But that might not be your calling. You know what I mean? Your calling might be something totally different. I mean, the person, you are holding the microphone, right? The person who's holding the camera has his niche for holding that camera. Maybe you can't do that like he. You understand what I'm saying? He can't do interviews like you. So together you guys make a team, and that's what it's about. You know what I mean? And bringing us all together is what I try to do. You know what I mean? Music, production, songwriters, comedy, everything is entertainment. Entertainment is a big genre.
I know there are those of you out there who want to know, like most of the other persons from around the Caribbean, where's Majah Hype from? Who is he really?
Majah Hype is just the king of Caribbean comedy. You know what I'm saying? Majah Hype is just one of the pioneers of, you know, doing as many different accents and doing stand-up comedy and bringing it across the globe. I've been to certain places where people didn't even know what Barbados was. People asked me, I didn't even know Grenada was an island. Yeah. I mean, the best thing that happened to me was that the comedy has crossed over without me going mainstream. You know what I'm saying? You have white America, people asking me or telling me that, you know, your comedy is great. You have Asians, you have people who have no Caribbean background at all. That's saying, yo, you are hilarious, you're one of the funniest people I've ever known and stuff like that. So, and one of the reasons why I like to keep my nationality incognito, I should say, is because I sacrifice my nationality for the unification of the whole Caribbean. If I was to come out tomorrow and say I'm from Barbados, Bajan people will gravitate, but everybody else will probably drift away. You know what I mean? So to avoid that and to keep the unification, I rather just not tell people anything.
Every Sunday, Kensington Oval comes alive for Sugar Sundays. From 8 p.m. to midnight, it's time to let your hair down and party to the top crop over hits played by popular DJs. Don't miss out on the myriad drink specials. This Sunday and every Sunday is Sugar Sunday at Kensington Oval.
Picture this, wanna go in a fat or jump in a band and you get beat down with what you can only call fashion emergencies of the highest kind. Boy, what you just do?
Why some women just jump in a costume with them bottoms to tie and showing off the camel toes and pork knuckles? What is up with that?
I don't know what's be up with that.
Men, when I left for
today's cause sometimes one of us do the same thing.
And women do. Them hucker heels and the tops that 3 times too small?
Boy, I don't even know.
Now this seems like a familiar cry. Maybe we can help. Meet Fabian Batson. Some of you hear him on The Catwalk, which airs on The Beat 104.1 FM. We got him to answer some of those burning questions.
Unfortunately, sometimes people choose the wrong outfits. But you have to remember form and fashion. So you have to, where you're going, it depends on whatever you wear. It has to go with where you're going, right? So which means that you should not turn up a beach function in high heel shoes. And you'll probably see people in high heel shoes, right? But this event, and if you're a rounded girl or a rounded guy, it's preferably for you to wear things that cover. But unfortunately, sometimes people think that fashion, as long as it's in style, that they can wear it. It doesn't work like that. You can wear something that's not out of style, but it fits you. The most important thing is that it fits you well.
Now, I want to come to the whole crop over issue.
Okay.
We're looking at the costumes.
Yes.
Because everybody wants that costume that fits them.
Yeah.
But when you see some of these costumes that the young ladies are going down the road in, yes, I've heard of camel toe, but there are a few pork knuckles there as well.
Yes. Now, okay. Now, Barbados is also becoming a gym society like Trinidad. So, once people, the bigger girls, most Barbadian men really, unfortunately, are into bigger women. So they will say, bigger is fine. They like the rolls, they like the ripples, right? But that's okay if they're covered properly, unfortunately, right? But if you're going to go into a costume, it must fit and it must fit well. And if it's not fitting well, then there's a problem, really.
Yeah, because, I have seen a few ladies going down the road and they have the boots. And I'm sorry, kids should be in your bed. The hooker heels.
Yeah. No.
And then they're complaining that they can't walk.
Yeah. There you go. Because they've actually picked it up from Trinidad. Because Trinidadians wear their heels. But you see those girls, they're in the gym. Because Trinidad is a gym society. So you just can't wear a pair of heels. You just can't pick up a pair of heels and decide that you're going to wear them for crop over day. Because then you have problems. And if you're overweight, heels may not be heels is not your choice. You wear boots, flatter boots, or wedges, right? But unfortunately, in the band houses, there's no one there to tell someone, okay, you're really not a large, you're extra large. But then when the girls hear extra large and double X's, then they get problematic. But then when you have breast sizes to deal with, a costume looks nice with the right cup size, right? So if you're not wearing the right cup size, girls, it's not on, right? And what's not on is seeing the sisters up in your face. They should be they should be proper cups. Yeah.
And here's just how you can reach him if you need some advice.
My shop is called Fabulous Hair, Fabulous Color. I'm online. I'm also at, if you catwalk, you can reach it through the catwalk, or my cell is 821-8462, and it's Fabian Batson. And I'm always available for consultancies. So if you have somewhere to go and you're not sure what you want to wear, I can come in and help you with that. Yeah?
Dropping in for a minute or two to In De Krank was the orange-haired songbird herself, Nakita. My question for you, how have you been doing?
I've been good. I've been really good. I've been doing a lot of traveling, been singing in different areas around the world, and most of it is dreams coming true. And I just want to stay positive, and I'm living every day, day by day, just enjoying everything about that day. And I'm looking forward to performing everywhere.
Your love. We've seen Nakita growing from strength to strength to strength. 2017 is no exception. Are you happy, barring quote-unquote controversy, how things have been going?
No, I am beyond happy. Like, everybody still loves the tune. There was never a doubt in my mind that I was going to keep it on radio. There was no pulling of the song. It's not bad. Technically, I could compete with it if I wanted to, so I'm fine.
Have you made up your mind, though, whether or not you're going to compete?
I'm not sure yet. I still got some time, a couple weeks or so. But even if I do, I'm more focused on just performing everywhere. I just want to sing on stage, you know what I mean? I want to party and then come back on the stage and sing some more.
I mean, you went live on Facebook a couple weeks ago, after you about a couple days after releasing the song. We had, but this song was done by this person before. But what people fail to understand, and I think the Red Boys hit it on the head. Dolly Parton did I Will Always Love You.
There's ton others. Too many to mention.
What has happened?
The difference in the two is that I had no idea of the previous recording. Whereas if somebody does cover a song that's already out there, they would have known that it was out there before. In my case, I didn't know that her recording was out. So I got it as a demo, a new demo, and I recorded it and put it out just as that.
So the season is now started. What next?
Crop over, that's what we go. We had to stay tuned. I'm not sure yet. We had to see.
Coming up next week, we look back on King Bubba FM's Illuminate. See you next week.